What's up? I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with DDollarsign.
Yeah, I'm here with Noelle at the Fame by the Flame, and yeah, let's do it.
Hey, let's do it. So you're going to start putting me in the hot seat, right? Asking me some questions?
I was about to do that.
We'll save it to the end. I'll give you maybe like one question for the end. Hold on to it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I got that.
But let's get started with you, though. I want to talk about how you got interested in music, how you started pursuing music. I'm assuming it was started when you were young, a passion for it.
Yeah, with me, I danced a lot as a kid around the family, and so I learned a lot of I learned about that attention you can get.
That glow, right?
You know what I mean?
You're like, I'll do a dance. I used to do fashion shows whenever you're younger for the family too.
We had some of those too. I ain't gonna lie.
Like make them all sit down, right, and watch you.
So I started doing that, and then in the church I learned how to play some of the instruments, like the drums and stuff. My brother taught me a little bit of piano, and I just kind of learned from there. I taught myself guitar and went into the producing, and what made me get into rap was during I think high school. I kind of saw a career in it. I don't know, I saw more than dancing. So that's like the short story of it, but I kind of got into music that way. I started producing, learning the program though, when I was in college. City college, you know what I mean? And it was kind of cool. That's how I got into music. It was always a passion for it. It's just something I felt. Yeah, I can feel it more. Sometimes I can see it, you know what I mean, when I hear sounds. So I just go from there.
Well, yeah, because you make your own beats. So it's and that's what you're saying, is that kind of technique and skill part of the music you learned in college. Well, when you went to college and learning, what were you going to school for?
Well, I was going for music engineering. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
So I went for that, and I was just learning how to work it because I already knew I wanted to rap in high school. So I was like, I'm gonna do that. So
when I feel like rappers kind of come from different areas. Like some like it because of the melodic part to it, like more the singing. Other people like it because it more simulates poetry. Like, what is the draw for you? Especially within that, niche of music, because you could do anything.
With the rap, what attracts me, it's probably the melodic part.
Okay.
You kind of hit it on the dot, because thing about it is I always was into whatever type of song, so but it had to start with the beat and stuff like that, and the way how if they matched up with the with the beat and stuff, with the melodies and everything in it, I was just addicted to it. So for me, I'm really attracted to the melodies and some lyrical stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Listening to Nas a little bit and Tupac. Yeah. They're more on that lyrical.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who are some of your influences that you kind of pull inspiration from?
It's crazy because I'm from the West Coast, but I get a lot of inspiration from Biggie Smalls in my lyrics, and I got a song that's out, but it's called Me and You, and it's kind of like a spin-off of one of Biggie's.
That's actually my favorite one.
It is? Yeah. I'm going to let you ask about that later.
I was going to say.
Too much.
I want to talk more detail about that, because I was listening to that on the ride over. I was like, okay.
Yeah, Biggie, Snoop Dogg on Flow Wise, and and for the new guys, I kind of get inspired with Tyga and I Am Sue and stuff like that. Those cats kind of show me. I Am Sue kind of showed me how to be more. He's one of the first people I kind of recognized that made their own beats and rapped on top. So I was like, man, maybe I can do that. That can help me go further. And you know what I mean. And then Tyga just had the lifestyle that he sold. That I heard that song Rack City, and I was like,
oh yes,
I was like, I gotta make
oh yeah, I remember putting that on repeat.
For real, everybody in my high school, they probably made a remix to that movie.
Oh yeah, well that's a song where that and Yin Yang Salt Shaker, everyone runs the dance floor. Yeah, that's just those songs.
There you go, the Salt Shaker. That's crazy.
All the school dances, you hear that. There needs to be a meme about that. I swear to gosh,
Exactly. So that's some of my inspirations, those guys like that.
Well, how do you think your sound has changed? Because you've been doing music for a really long time, putting out some of your earliest stuff in 2014. So how is that? How has your sound changed over time now that you've brought in a lot of influences, now that you've started producing your own beats, all of that?
Yeah, my sound has changed because I learned how to master my voice a little bit more. I know what I can do, and I'm starting to push my range of pitches and how high you can go, how low you can do, and how many type of voices I can throw on a track. My production has gotten better a lot of things were a lot cheesier. Now it's starting to get more of what I really like to hear. And also like it's the way how it changed is really just staying relevant, like, you know, with the relevant sounds.
Yeah.
So like, you know, finding those drum kits and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like a tough line to walk of like commercial and also like, you know, being unique, because you definitely want to have that sound that a lot of people can relate to, but you also don't want to sound like every other rapper out there.
Yeah, definitely. By doing that, like by learning my voice more over the years, I feel like I became more unique. And I was chilling with my manager last night. We was listening to my new project, and he was like, "Man, you really don't sound like anybody out here." He's like, "For you to be a Bay Area artist, like you don't sound nothing like that." And, and I was like, I was kind of appreciative to that, because then now I kind of, you know, I got my own, you know, like I feel like I got more of my own lane now. You know what I mean? So it's like staying in your own lane and like, but also staying relevant, like with flows, I feel is like important for me. Because, you know, I may sometimes do an old flow or something, but, you know, a lot of people want to hear things a lot faster or something now. So it's like adjusting to that, always adjusting is like one of the things that I think over the years I've been focusing on the most, just adjusting to the new sound.
Yeah, well, kind of like you said, growing with the sound and knowing your limitations, but then also like going for like, you know, beyond your limits. Yeah. And let's talk about your new project. So GM2, so Good Morning Get Money. And so let's talk about that. Like, what's your favorite song off that? Like, what song do you think fans are really vibing to right now?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite song. I think I like the whole thing.
They're all your babies, but you have one favorite kid.
Nah, see that, I see what type of parent you are. Okay. I think my favorite song is probably OMS. That was more of like, that song was like I'm probably most proud of that song too, because that was one of the song I produced, and I got a really great reaction from it. It kind of like hit the spot where I wanted to go with it. But it was like at the same time when I was making it, I was in a space of like, let me just give them what they want to hear, or like, you know, let me just do something like, you know, they want to hear this type of stuff. This is what they want to hear. So I did that, and then I was like, okay, this kind of do slap. I was not gonna lie. Yeah. So I just kind of went with that one, and that one I think OMS is probably my favorite. But it's hard to choose because I got other songs like Time to Roll and like, you know, like HML, Hit My Line, and that's more like for an older vibe and like, you know, more kickback. A lot of my parents I noticed like that one, but my favorite is I think OMS.
Well, I like the variation that you have in that project, because like you said, you have some more melodic stuff, you have some more like club beats. Like I definitely feel like it's almost kind of like, I was telling you, it's sort of like a house party, you know, like that's that shit. Like, you know, some people roll up into other rooms, so somebody's like twerking on a table in the kitchen, you know, it's like just like a different song for each room creates like a vibe.
It was definitely, to me, I was telling you, I was trying to aim for something on the way to work, you know. Yeah. That's what I was aiming for with the first project, and then after this, it was just like whatever that my main big hits, I'm gonna just put it on towards Good Morning Get Money too. And the vibe of it, you hit it on the spot. It does reach out. I try to put it all the way around. Try to reach out everywhere with that one.
Well, so how would you describe your creative process? Because obviously you bring inspiration from, you know, artists that you really look up to, from beats that you've done in the past, and as well as like family. Where do you pull like the inspiration, and what's the process that you go through when creating a song?
Really, I innovate most of the time, but sometimes when I'm like in a certain mode where I like in my feelings or something, I don't know, I start there, and I just kind of just start with the beat. Lyrically, I don't try to focus on the lyrics, because most of the time my best songs, they come with the beat. They just come, like the lyrics come along with the beat, and it just fits in. I try not to focus on it too hard, because you can get into a writer's block. Yeah. It's serious, and that's serious in the studio for real, you know. But can you repeat the question again? Yeah,
so I was going to say, where do you pull inspiration from? So obviously you said your process, you kind of start more with the beat, and then that's kind of lyrics on top. But where do you pull inspiration from? Like, is it, you know, real life? Like, let's talk more about some of your songs maybe. Like, what's like, how are they relevant, I guess, like your actual life and the daily life that you live?
Like Me and You or something?
Yeah.
So like with
let's talk about that one.
All right. Me and You, it was like drawn a bunch of relationships I have went through over the years or so. So I try to like, it was like a mixture. It's a mixture. It's not one. So like, if you look at the video, you know, the situation is like a whole different thing than what the lyrics come from. But it's definitely from like, sometimes I go through relationships type of things, and I kind of focus on that for a song if I'm feeling that. If I'm like in pain or so, I'll try to, you know, draw a situation from like, try to draw the feeling from like past family members probably passing or so. Or if I'm like ready to turn up or something, I just think about like trying to make a turn up song. I try to think about, you know, like the party I was just at or something, or a party I envision. You know, most of the time, most of these songs are like a lot of imagination. You know, I still got imagination that I try to like keep. You know, a lot of people lose it. I try to like keep putting it into songs, but you can tell by certain songs when I'm not imaginating. So it really varies on which track, but definitely for me and you, it was a past relationships and like experience with people. That's what it was. That's what that is. So that's where I draw the inspiration from.
And so now you said one thing that really kind of piqued my curiosity was about part of this music is like imaginary. Like it's almost kind of like a person that you like kind of like an alter ego of yourself, right?
Yeah.
So what would you describe your brand then? Like what is your brand as an artist?
My brand is really a mission that I'm holding of like trying to keep love in hip hop.
Okay.
Not like the show. Not like the show, like, but more keeping a good vibe. Yeah. And it's more of like I'm the good vibe person. That's what my brand is. I stand for the next breed, and like the next breed of artists that's coming. That's whether music, you know, doctors, anything. You know, that's what my brand is. And DDollarsign is just is really me pushing my hard line for like, you know, the future coming up. Yeah. You know, and also my personal experiences.
Yeah. Well, so what advice then do you have for new artists, or what? Let me start with that first. Like, what advice do you have for new artists or people who are coming up in the music scene? Like words of wisdom.
Let me take a second to think about it, because it's very important. For people that are like that's new coming into the game, I say stack up your music first before you drop, because you can run out quickly. Find your niche, your lane, what you're good at, find out what is going to separate you from other artists, and you know what I mean, and what's going to keep you relevant. But most likely, most of the time though, the main thing to focus on is probably stacking your music and just focus on the craft first, because all the other stuff is gonna come and somebody be able to help you with it. And as long as you know, just open to work with other artists as well. Well,
again, it's that consistency, you know, and with producing music, and then continuity with, again, like keeping true to your brand, keeping in your lane, kind of having that niche, and then promoting just like who you are as an artist. So what is one thing, I guess the second part to that question is, what is one thing that you really want fans to know about you?
I'm really that dude. Like I'm the one. Like I'm a real authentic artist. I'm the next breed. Like I'm a great breed of artist. I come from a struggle background, but but not too hard. But I'm me. I learned how to be myself. I want people to know that, like, for me, like who I am is that I'm DDollarsign, and I'm here. I'm that one.
You're authentically and unapologetically you.
Yes.
Which I think comes through in your music, because it's just like, it's something but good vibes. Like whenever I listen to your sound, especially on the especially on the new project, which you guys have to tune in. Best way to connect with you is on your Instagram, right? And you can see videos on there, different clips, all kind of catch up and keep up with everything that you have going on, like shows upcoming, all of that, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can follow me there at DDollarsign X, and it's spelled out D and $sign correctly with the R and then the X at the end. But let me touch one last little thing about who I am as an artist.
Yes, please.
I'm, like I said earlier, my mission is to keep love and like the good vibe in hip hop and rap. So if I'm talking about something else, like something like way out there, just know I'm focusing on the good vibes. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, no, this is probably like, I don't know. I think this is probably gonna be the most interview that you laugh the most. I think this is
really.
Yeah, this is gonna be the one.
Yeah, well, I appreciate when people come in here and are just themselves, because I feel like in this entertainment industry, there's a lot of people who wear a mask or try to portray something that they think other people want from them, but not necessarily themselves. And honestly, I mean, the most successful people that I know are people who just did them and didn't really care what other people thought. You know, they didn't let other people's perceptions of them keep them from pursuing their passions or their dreams. So, and I see that like energy in you, that you're just trying to kind of keep it real from the jump.
Yeah. So, I know, like, I think when we first got in contact, it was a funny part. Like, you were like, you had called and I answered. You're like, yes, like you answered.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this generation of people just text all the time.
Yes.
I was like, I feel you on that. I was like, man, it's quicker on the phone sometimes. I was like, man, it's like get straight to the point. Yeah. Instead of waiting, like, oh.
Well, and I love to talk, as you can tell, right? So.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just the whole texting thing. I'm like, especially because it can be convoluted. You could like not send an emoji and then someone thinks you're mad, or like, you know, you send an emoji that's some like weird sex thing I didn't even know I was sending.
Right. Like loss of context or something like that. They say, I don't know, I saw some movie or some show, I forgot, they were talking about that. Like, you could really like lose.
Yeah, you can.
You don't know what they could be talking about. It could be going both ways.
Yeah, so I'm always trying to ring someone's line over texting them. But while we're talking about your project, I did want to bring up a lyric that I just thought was hilarious, because especially being like a 90s kid, you know, like it really stood out to me. But it's Call Me Tony Hawk, I Stay on My Grind.
Oh, from Showtime.
Yes. And I just like, I don't know, that just like lyric popped out to me. I listened, I was like, oh, he's smooth. I was like, that little lyric in there.
No, it was there. Like, yeah, that song that's called Showtime. Go watch the video. It's on Above All. You know, shout out Ray Ski, the plug. That's my manager. That's my guy, right here, man. But that song, Showtime, I played the Tony Hawk game like probably like a lot of my youth. Like I skated when I was younger too. So that's one thing that I don't know if you like knew or would even think that I would skate, but yeah, I've skated before. Everybody had that part of the wave. So.
I feel like everyone either had like a skater or an emo phase or a preppy, like someone. We all either had dark eyeliner or bruises on our knees from skateboarding. Like there was something in there, right?
I had the bruises for sure. Nah, like I remember watching the X Games and him hitting that 900 for the first time. I was like, whoa.
He definitely led the skater generation. I thought
he sparked that. He got that going. But yeah, I had to shout out Tony Hawk, man. Hey, you one of the greatest cats out there, man. You still alive. You still doing it. Hopefully, I get to meet you one day.
Yes. Well, and I'm sure you have a long list of people who you look up to who've not only inspired you, but now are in like the circle that you're going to be working with. So let's talk about some of the collabs that you have, and then I want to go into some collabs that you're looking forward to doing in the future.
The collabs on the project that we have now, I have a handful of people who are dope individuals from the Bay Area. Definitely want to look them up. Check out Andrizia. She's great singer. She's amazing. Shout out my guy President Bands. He's wild. He's dope. You gotta check out the track. She Do It. It's really cool.
Okay.
Young Cat. He's coming up. You want to check out who else? Kente and Kente and everybody. I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody that's on the project, but those features I appreciate you. We got in some work on that project, but yeah, those are some cats you want to look out for.
Awesome. And they can connect with them through your IG as well.
Definitely, you'll see me with them. You see me posting pictures with them. You know, we in our visuals we'll be together. Shout out We The Party Shop and Tyler Casey. Those are my two guys. Those are the two guys that shot the videos for the project so far.
And they look good. And you guys, if you have not seen the videos, you definitely have to tap in. I like them. I think they're fun. And your IGs, like, you just have so much going on. I think that's, again, it's the consistency, you know, like always putting out stuff because the fans demand it. So
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard, but no, matter of fact, it's easy. Just keep that mindset. Yeah. You know, because I did it, so I'm doing it, and it's But
and so, well, for future collabs, who would you really want to work with?
So I want to work with I'm Sue, Tyga, shoot, even DDollarsign, shoot. I would some cats. I want to work with this producer named Drew Banga. He's out of the Bay Area, and I want to work with Snoop. Hopefully one day,
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But whoever's that's hot and want to work with me, definitely I want to work with them too. That's about it. That's about it I can think of right now. I try to focus on me the most. You know, I want to get a song out there where everybody know exactly that that's who he is, and that's what my past projects been. A lot of mainly me people.
Well, just like you need like your signature song. That again, like people will have something consistent that they can expect from you every time they tune in.
Yeah. That's what we do.
So do you have any new things in the works? I know this project's fairly new, but are you already kind of plotting your next move?
Next moves. Yeah, I have music. I have a lot of music done. I have a whole project that's coming. It's called TFH. You're the first to hear about it.
Oh, so first on Fame by the Flame, you guys.
Yeah, it's called Thanks for Hating, Thanks for Helping. That's what this TFH stands for. I have that coming. You can look forward to that probably like second quarter of next year.
Cool. Well, before I let you go, did you have any, fare for your fans? Anything you want to shout out?
Shout out everybody on my Instagram, everybody on Twitter as well. Everybody that just show love, my family, who's been supporting me from the day one, you know, who have gave me that attention that I really know I can make a living off of.
Yeah, from those living room shows, right? To now stages.
And shout out Noel, man.
Thanks.
You did great.
Yeah,
you were great. And I got a question. We got
yes. After you do your shout.
So we're here with Fame by the Flame. And
yes.
So I just want to get into one question.
Yes.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, that's kind of a deep question. I've always known I want to be successful and that I will be, but my path to success has definitely changed as I've grown older. So I actually went to school, college, to be a brain surgeon. So yeah,
you hear it first. Here, about it. And we're here.
So, yeah, I did research psychology and neuroscience, and when I graduated, I just realized that, like, I was more interested on what was going on in people's minds and actually, like, dissecting it. Yeah. So, and I just so happened when I was in college, I did some internships that brought me into the entertainment and music scene, and I was just sitting in my living room one day, and the opportunity presented itself to start doing interviews, kind of like by a fluke, actually. An interviewer didn't show up to a music festival, and so they pulled me in because I was doing VIP.
Okay.
So they pulled me in, and they're like, Noelle, you look like you talk a lot, and you look like you'd be good on camera. So I was like, okay. Wow. So I did it and ended up getting more views than the official interviewer. So I think from there, I kind of just realized that, why not put my skills to good use and highlight all the great talent that there is out there, because ultimately the whole reason I do this is I want people to recognize that talented individuals are just the same as everyday people. They just happen to have pursued a passion that puts them in front of more people than, like, let's say a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, but that ultimately, I want to bring out the humanity in everybody.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah.
I also wanted to present you with a gift for having me on here.
Yes.
Definitely. I have a shirt for you. It has the track list to the album and everything on the back. So
yes, I think it's over there.
Thanks. It's
so dope.
DDollarsign shirt.
Hey, look, now we match.
GM2, you know what I'm saying? We out here.
You gotta wear these out twinning.
I got the track list on the back. I sell them as well.
Thank you. Yeah, and again, on your Instagram, you guys, you can get these, and they come in black and white.
Yes.
Yeah, so girls, you can cut it with the crop top, do a little, like, low V-necks. You'll see mine fitted.
Just like that.
Thank you so much, DDollarsign, for being on Fame by the Flame. I really appreciate you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's my pleasure. And again, Jay, Amina Labs, you know, you always keep it lit. Thank you so much for hosting us. Until next time, fans, I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with DDollarsign.
Yeah.